Have you ever looked at photos from Japan and thought, how do they all look so effortlessly healthy? I used to think it was just genetics, until one chilly autumn morning, while sipping my third cup of coffee and scrolling through a live stream from Tokyo, I noticed something. People weren't rushing, they weren't skipping meals or sweating it out in gyms. Yet somehow, they looked energized, content, and yes, slim. That got me curious. So I started digging, and what I found flipped everything I thought I knew about health upside down. Did you know that in Japan, it's considered normal to stop eating before you're full? Or that hot water is more popular than coffee in the mornings? And what truly surprised me, these simple habits don't just help people stay lean, they help them live longer, calmer, and with more ease. So today, I want to take you on a quiet journey through 12 gentle, beautiful habits that have helped Japanese people stay slim for generations. Some of them might just change the way you see your own health forever. Let's begin with the one thing they do every morning that most of us never even think about. We love to say it's all about genes. They're born with it, we tell ourselves, looking at photos of smiling, slender Japanese women enjoying bowls of rice or slurping noodles in the middle of bustling Tokyo streets. But what if I told you it's not just about DNA? Japan didn't magically inherit health. What they built is a system, a lifestyle, one that supports well-being at every turn. Let's start with their environment. In most cities, people walk everywhere. Trains are more common than cars. Streets are narrow, walkable, and filled with little shops that invite movement. Elevators exist, sure, but so do stairs, and they're used. Then there's the culture of food. Not fast, not oversized, not mindless. Meals are thoughtful, seasonal, and balanced. Eating is not rushed. It's ritual. It's respect. Even portion sizes are part of this design. You won't find jumbo anything. Instead, you'll find small plates, delicate bowls, and trays that look like artwork. The portions satisfy without the overload. And perhaps most powerful of all is the cultural mindset. Health isn't treated like a punishment. It's a byproduct of living with intention. They don't need to get fit before summer. They're not chasing six-packs or drinking diet shakes. They just live. So no, it's not magic. And no, it's not just genetics. It's everyday choices, made easier by a world that quietly nudges them in the right direction. And that brings us to the very first habit they begin every single day with. Picture this. It's 6:30 a.m. in a quiet Tokyo apartment. The kettle whistles softly. A woman in her 60s pours hot water into a simple ceramic cup. No sugar, no tea, just warm water. And she sips it slowly before the day begins. In Japan, this is not unusual. It's tradition. A daily ritual passed down through generations. But why hot water? Most of us, especially in the West, wake up and head straight for the coffee maker. We're chasing alertness. But in Japan, they're doing something else entirely. Hot water, especially first thing in the morning, gently wakes up the digestive system. It hydrates the body before caffeine kicks in and depletes fluids. It helps reduce bloating and warms the core, especially in colder months. And perhaps most importantly, it sets a calm, intentional tone for the day. Think of it like stretching before a marathon. Would you run at full speed without warming up? Probably not. So why shock your body with iced coffee or sugar-filled drinks first thing? Some people even add a squeeze of lemon for an extra detox effect and vitamin C boost. Others sip plain water slowly, almost meditatively. And here's something surprising. Japanese convenience stores sell bottled hot water. Not tea, just hot water. That's how deeply this habit is rooted in the culture. I once tried replacing my morning coffee with hot water for just a week. The first few days felt strange, but by the fourth day, my stomach felt calmer, my energy more steady, and I wasn't crashing by noon. It's a small shift, but one that sets the tone for everything else. Now that we've started the day right, let's move to what the Japanese put into their bodies to stay so healthy. There's a reason why Japanese skin glows, why their digestion is strong and their immunity rarely falters. The secret? Fermentation. In Japan, fermentation isn't a health trend, it's tradition. For centuries, Japanese cuisine has embraced fermented foods, not just as condiments but as essentials in every meal. And they're not just delicious, they're powerful. Take natto, for example. A sticky, strong-smelling, fermented soybean dish. Most outsiders can't get past the texture. But inside every bite, a treasure chest of probiotics, vitamin K2, enzymes, and fiber. It's known to support heart health, improve bone density, reduce blood clot risk, and boost digestion. Some Japanese centenarians swear by it. One small bowl every morning. Then there's miso, the star of the famous miso soup. Made from fermented soybeans, it's rich in gut-friendly bacteria, supports digestion, and even strengthens immunity. Miso isn't just soup, it's marinade, dressing, flavor base. Soy sauce, mirin, sake. These staples of Japanese cooking are all fermented. Even the humble umeboshi, a pickled plum, aids digestion and is believed to ward off fatigue. And don't forget tsukemono, Japanese pickled vegetables that add crunch, color, and probiotics to nearly every meal. What makes these foods so effective isn't just the bacteria, it's how often they're eaten, every day, every meal, small portions, big benefits. Western diets often lack fermented foods or rely on pills and powders instead. But in Japan, health comes from the plate, not the supplement aisle. And here's the beautiful part. Fermented foods aren't just good for your gut. They influence your mood, your energy, your skin, and even your metabolism. A healthy gut is a foundation for a healthy life. So next time you plan a meal, think, what can I ferment? Or better yet, what can I borrow from Japan? Speaking of health-boosting habits, let's look at a surprising eating rule from Okinawa that may be the simplest weight secret of all. We've all heard the advice, don't eat until you're stuffed. But in Okinawa, Japan, home to some of the longest living people on Earth, this idea is more than advice. It's a way of life. And it has a name, Harahachi Bu. It means, eat until you're 80% full. Simple, right? But behind those 4 words is a powerful habit that helps people stay slim, energized, and deeply in tune with their bodies. Here's the science. When you stop eating at 80%, you give your brain time to catch up with your stomach. It takes about 20 minutes for fullness signals to register. By the time we feel full, we're often already too full. This extra 20%, that's where weight gain hides. That's where sluggish digestion starts. That's where fatigue kicks in. But it's not just about eating less. It's about awareness. It's about being present with your food, something Japanese culture deeply values. Meals are quiet, focused, no phones, no rushing. It's about the texture, the aroma, the appreciation. And this mindset shift from how full can I get to how nourished do I feel changes everything. At first, I'll be honest, I struggled. I was used to clearing my plate, feeling heavy, then regretting it. But when I started listening to my body, really listening, I began to stop at satisfied, not stuffed. One tip that helped? Smaller meals more regularly, no marathon portions, no skipping and then binging. Another tip? Chopsticks. They naturally slow you down bite by bite. This practice isn't about restriction. It's about respect for your body, your food, your health. And in that quiet pause before just one more bite, you might find something powerful: control, calm, and freedom. Let's keep walking down this path, literally, because the next Japanese habit isn't about food at all, but it might just burn off more than any gym session you've had this week. If you visit Tokyo for even one day, something will strike you immediately. People walk, a lot, not because they have to, because it's built into the rhythm of life. No one's counting steps on a fitness app. They're just moving. To the train station, up the stairs, through side streets lined with bakeries and bookstores. It's not exercise. It's daily living. In Japan, the cities are designed for walking. Streets are narrow but safe. Public transport is efficient. Owning a car in big cities is rare. That means walking becomes the default, not the exception. Compare that to many Western cities where sidewalks are optional and every errand requires a car. It's no wonder movement feels like a chore, but in Japan, movement is effortless and constant. One American expat living in Kyoto shared how shocked she was her first month. "I didn't go to the gym once," she said, "but I lost 8 pounds just by walking everywhere." And it's not just how much they walk, it's how they walk. Japanese researchers developed the interval walking method. Walk briskly for 3 minutes, enough to feel it, then walk slowly for 3 minutes. Repeat 5 times. In just 30 minutes, you boost heart health, improve fat burning, and increase stamina, all without needing a treadmill or special gear. But beyond technique, it's mindset. Walking isn't rushed, it's intentional, it's quiet, often done alone. Sometimes with a bento box in hand, headed to a park bench. It's a break from screens, a way to process thoughts, a moving meditation. In a world obsessed with high-intensity workouts and calorie counters, Japan teaches us something gentle, but profound. Make movement a part of your life, not a punishment after it. And now that we've moved our bodies, let's look at how the Japanese train their brains with something as simple as a small ceramic plate. At first glance, a traditional Japanese meal looks like a piece of art. Tiny plates, colorful bowls, a tray of variety. Nothing feels supersized. Nothing screams diet. Yet somehow, when the meal ends, you feel satisfied, not stuffed. What's going on? This is the subtle genius of portion psychology, and Japan has mastered it. In the West, we often think bigger is better. One giant plate piled high signals value, but studies have shown that when we eat from large plates, we unconsciously serve ourselves and eat more, up to 30% more. Japan flips that on its head. The traditional structure of a Japanese meal is called ichiju sansai. 1 soup, 3 sides. It's not about quantity, it's about balance. A little rice, a small protein, 2 veggie-based sides, and soup. Each dish is served in its own vessel. Small, beautiful, and thoughtfully presented, this creates variety, visual satisfaction, and encourages slower eating. Psychologically, when you finish several small plates, your brain reads it as a complete, abundant meal, even if the total calories are lower. It's not just what you eat, it's how you see it. There's also a cultural value in presentation. Food isn't just fuel, it's respect. Meals are designed to be savored, appreciated, and balanced in taste, color, and texture. I tried replicating this at home. I swapped my oversized dinner plate for a small tray and several tiny dishes. At first, it felt like I was playing restaurant, but something shifted. I felt more present, more aware, and surprisingly, more full, on less food. It wasn't about restriction. It was about beauty, balance, and brain chemistry. So next time you eat, try this. Shrink the plate. Spread the variety. Slow the pace. You might just find that satisfaction has less to do with volume and everything to do with design. Now that we've mastered the plate, let's talk about what goes on it. 3 ingredients you'll find in almost every Japanese home, and why they're secretly slimming. If there's a holy trinity of the Japanese table, it's this: seaweed, fish, and soup. They're not trendy superfoods in Japan, they're staples. Everyday, humble, quietly powerful. Let's start with seaweed. In the US, it's often a sushi accessory. In Japan, it's everywhere. Dried nori on rice, wakame in soups, kombu in broths. Seaweed is rich in iodine, magnesium, and antioxidants. But its secret weapon? Fucoxanthin, a pigment that may support fat metabolism. It's low in calories, high in minerals, and adds a depth of flavor, umami, without extra sauces or fats. Then there's fish, especially oily fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. Unlike red meat, which is often linked to inflammation and cholesterol spikes, fish brings omega-3 fatty acids, lean protein, and brain-boosting nutrients. It's filling, heart-healthy, and versatile. In Japan, fish isn't a weekend special. It's breakfast, lunch, dinner, grilled, simmered, raw, and always served with rice and vegetables, never deep-fried and drenched in butter. And finally, soup. Often miso-based, filled with tofu, scallions, seaweed, mushrooms, or seasonal veggies. It's light but satisfying, hydrating, and full of fiber. Soup slows eating. It fills you up before heavier courses arrive. And it warms the gut, aiding digestion and calmness, especially in colder months. One Japanese grandmother I met said, "If you don't have soup on the table, the meal feels empty." So what happens when you combine these three? You get a meal that's nutrient-dense, low in calories, filling, flavorful, and shockingly easy to digest. Here's what a day might look like in a typical Japanese home. Breakfast, grilled salmon, miso soup, rice, pickled vegetables. Lunch, bento box with seaweed salad, rice balls, and a slice of tamagoyaki, sweet omelet. Dinner, saba, mackerel with steamed veggies, miso soup, and a side of simmered seaweed. Simple, colorful, nourishing. And best of all, no crash, no guilt, just energy and longevity. But this isn't just about what they eat. It's also about how their environment sets them up to succeed. Let's open the fridge and take a look. We often think willpower is the key to healthy eating. But in Japan, it's not willpower, it's environment. Open a typical Japanese fridge, and you won't see shelves of soda, oversized condiment bottles, or mystery leftovers in plastic takeout containers. Instead, you'll find small, clear containers of pre-cut vegetables, bowls of boiled eggs ready to grab, sliced fruit, pickled radish, tofu, natto, broth or soup, prepped and waiting. Everything is organized, visible, accessible. Why? Because the Japanese understand a powerful principle. You eat what you see. Western kitchens are often built for storage, not sustainability. Healthy food is hidden in drawers. Snacks are on the counter. The path of least resistance leads to chips, not carrots. But in Japan, the system is flipped. Healthy food is effortless to reach. Unhealthy food? Rarely stocked in the first place. It's not about restriction. It's about redesign. Want to eat more greens? Wash and store them at eye level. Want to snack better? Portion nuts into small jars and leave them on your desk. Want to stop overeating? Use smaller bowls, clear containers, and close the kitchen after dinner. This isn't just about the fridge. It's about mindset, about making health the default, not the exception. And here's the secret. Once you design your environment to support your goals, healthy habits stop feeling hard. They become natural, automatic, effortless, just like they are in Japan. So the next time you sit down for a meal or head out for a walk, remember, you don't need a strict diet to feel good in your body. You just need small, gentle shifts. The kind that the Japanese have been practicing for generations. If this video gave you something to think about, I'd love it if you gave it a like or shared it with someone who might need a little encouragement today. And if you'd like more content like this, simple, soulful, and age-friendly, consider subscribing. See you in the next one.